This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, Srini.
Yeah, hi. Yuvi.
So, yesterday you were saying like a lot of things to understand. Any doubt in that? If you want to discuss, means we can discuss. Or shall I start with a new
Yeah,
topic
you
today?
can start with new topic, Yuvi. Like yesterday, again, I went through the recording, and now I'm comfortable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, very good to hear that. Um I'll give one more minute for Ranjit to join because I told 9:30 in the group. So let's see. And yeah, I hope my screen is visible. I will set everything ready, and so that we can
Yeah,
start.
it's visible now. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm using the same classes because I don't want to confuse with too much of example. But if you feel that from where you are lost, you can stop me at any point of time. I can explain you because step by step I'm trying to take you, Shini, like instead of telling the complex logic in the very first shot. I want to take you step by step, like what is class, then what is object, what is constructor, what is static keyword, what is encapsulation. So all these topics are interlinked to each other. That's why I'm going in that phase. So if you check with the course content, at the end of the all these training sessions, I will cover all the topics, but the order may not match because if I go in that order, it will be a little bit confusing for you. So I'll be correlating the similar topics so that you can easily understand. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, no problem.
Okay. So now today what we are going to do discuss is two topics which is related to the security aspect. So all the topics are falls under some category, something on the performance, something on the security, something on the data. So some pillars are there in your software lifecycle. So today's topic is more related to security aspect. So you all very well know whatever code you are doing, it should be a publicly accessible. It's not like something you are going to use, you are going to share it with your colleagues and other people. So in that case, it's not only colleagues, the end user also is going to use. In that case, your code should be secured enough and reliable also. So in that cases, we have to make some additional effort in terms of code. So I have told, if I give a problem statement, if I give a business requirement to you, there are n number of ways to complete the task. Okay, but how we are going to do? One thing is it should be simple and easy. Second thing is when you are working for an organization, the security and performance plays a vital role. It's not like only functional area you will be concentrating. You have to concentrate on the other pillars also. Like performance should be good, and it should be a secured code. So now what we are going to see here is access control. Today's topic is an access control. So far, I didn't specify anything at the class level or at the variable levels at all. So it is working as it is. Now only we are going to discuss what are the different access controls are there and how we can use it. So here this class, okay, this class box, I didn't specify anything. So I'm going to specify a keyword called public. Okay, in front of the class, I'm going to specify that it is a publicly accessible class. Uh, okay, so it is saying that as it is a public class, I have to move it to a separate class. The file name should be box itself. Previously, for your understanding, I was maintaining a single file itself. The single file, I was keeping the box class at the top and this class demo at the bottom. And the name of the file, I was maintaining class demo only. But now I'm creating two different files to match with the class name. So I have a class called box and I've specified a keyword called public, and here I'm working as it is. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to define this variable. I'm going to create any new variable I can do. Already I have four variables. These three are the instance variable and this is the static variable, right? So I'm going to create one new variable here. Can be anything. Just I'm going to create access demo, one variable I'm creating, and I'm going to use a keyword called public. So public means, as the name indicates, you are going to access it public. It is going to available publicly, like anyone can access it. There is no restriction at all. So when I say public, what has happened here is I'm going to the demo class. Already I've created so many objects, right? I'm going to reuse those objects. So when I say red box dot This is what we usually do, right? I can see the access demo here. That field it's available here, and I can assign some value also here. Whatever value I want, I can very well access and I can give it here. There is no problem at all. Why there is no problem? Because it is mentioned as public. Public means I can access it. It is not stopping me at all. And next thing is, so we are talking about the access control, like what are the different uh, access you can give for your class, your variable, your methods. So first thing I've shown about the public, right? Second, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mention that as private, the same variable. I'm going to replace this as private. Previously I mentioned as public. Now I'm going to replace that as private. So private variable, what has happened is immediately when I changed to private, can you see previously this line was working. Now it is throwing me an error and it is mentioning the reason for the error also. Access demo as private access. So it is mentioned as private. So I cannot access it. So though I have created an object for this particular box class, it is not allowing me to access the private variable. So whenever you have a situation that you need a variable, that variable you want to access within the box class itself. Here itself, if you want to access inside this any method, this dot access demo, something if you want to give, okay, I can do it inside the same class because it is private. Private means I am able to access in the same class. Any method I can use it. But if I want to access it somewhere outside using the object, I can't do it because it is not public, it is private. Private means I cannot access. So far what and all we have seen? We have seen public, we have seen private. There is one more access control available which is called protected, that I'll be covering as part of this inheritance concept and all. Let me cover the inheritance, the logics. Then I will come to the protectors. Basically, there are three access control. One is public, second one is private, and third one is protected. So I've shown the example for public and private now. Protected, I will cover it later because when I cover inheritance, it will be easy for you to understand. And what is public? If I declare a variable as public, if I want to access within the same class, yes, I can do. If I want to access in the other class using the object creation, yes, I can do. But in the private, if I use a variable with the keyword of private, I can use it within the same class, but I cannot use it in the other class using the object formations. Okay, this is the difference. Protected is somewhat relevant, but uh, there the concept is little bit different. Public means anyone can access. Private means I'm not enclosing my data with anybody else. I'm keeping it with myself. But that is not going to work out, right? If you want to create something, you have to allow the access to a specific set of people. Then what is the need of creating a data? The data means obviously it should be exposed, but it should be exposed to a trusted people. That is the idea about this access, right? So we will be discussing that later. For now, if you don't want to give it to anyone, you want to keep it in like more secure, like within the class itself, go for a private. Otherwise, you can go for public. But you are going to see that I want to access it at the same time. I want to protect the data also means there is another access control available that we will discuss later. So one type of security I was telling you, that is using the access control. But private is there, but this private data also I want to access. Then what is the need of creating a variable inside a class? Obviously, I want to access it. There should be a loophole, right? There should be a way. I won't say it's a loophole. There should be a proper way of accessing a private variable. That's what we are going to see now. So, before going to that, we will learn a technical term called encapsulation. Okay, what is this? Is again your hoops concept. So access control, on top of it something called encapsulation is available. Let's see what is that encapsulation. So if you look at my screen, I already told you everything is data. Okay, so whatever I'm talking to you, that itself is data. the communication we are doing, the words, the number of words I'm using, what topic I'm discussing with you, what mode I'm using, what editor I'm using. So many things are there, right? Everything is a data. So we have a mechanism of wrapping the data. So though I'm saying it's a data, when you come to a class formations, what I did, I told something called attributes, right? In the very beginning of the hoops concept, the very first day I was telling that there will be some data and there will be some activity we perform on the data. So I used to call it as attributes. The other thing is variables. So there will be some variables and the activities performed on the data, which is called methods. So variables and methods together form the class. That's what we saw in the very beginning class definition, right? Similarly, these two things together form a unit. Okay, data is there, there are some methods there. This formation is called encapsulation. Okay, so what is this encapsulation is, declare the data. That is, data means what? End of the day, it is a variable only. Declare a variable as private. Okay, access those private variable using public methods. So this is the correct and good practice we follow in the regular development cycle. So I know there are some variables I need to declare as private. I don't want to expose to others, but I have to access the data. I should not just like that create a variable and keep it aside. Then it's a really a waste of memory, right? Yeah, memory unnecessarily occupying something. So what we can do here is we can go for a public methods. So public methods means as name specify I told, right? We can access it using the object. Using the public method, we are going to access the data, the private data. So that is what the one we used to say. So let's go back to the example, the same example I was showing you, right? So now, last time when I was accessing the access demo, it was showing me error. I want to set some value to that, but it was showing me some error, right? So now I want to correct it. I really want to set the value to the private variable. How can I do it? For that, the very simple thing is I can create one method. Okay, set access demo, some method I can create, and I can say some value. And inside this I can say that this dot access demo equal to, you can either say like this or I will say input, just to make some difference, because if I use the same name you may get confused. So I'm using a different variable name. So here I'm going to say it's a void, and here I'm going to say it's a public. Okay, so public means I can access it using the object, and using this method only I'm going to set the value. Okay, similarly I'm going to add one more, okay, one more method to retrieve the value. So here also it is private in nature, right? So this is not going to work out. Redbox dot access demo equal to 12, this is not going to work out. And I'm going to print the value. I want to print the data here. This is also not going to work out because it is a private one and I cannot retrieve the data. But still I want to set the value, I want to display the value. So what I can do here is I can create one more method. Okay, so public get access demo, and inside this I'm going to return this access demo. Okay, I'm planning to return it. So it is saying that I have to set the return type. Cannot return a value from a method with the result type. So I want to make it as int return type. So I want to return it. Okay. So now it is returning and this one I can use it in my method. So instead of saying like this, what I can do here is I can have a print statement and I can call this method get access demo. How can I call? Using the object redbox dot get access demo. This is the method, so it will work. Similarly, to set the value, I can say redbox dot set access demo, and whichever value I want, I can set it. Is it clear now? Previously, as it is a private access modifier, I was not able to set the value. I was not able to retrieve the value. But still I want to access the data, so I'm using the concept called encapsulation. What is encapsulation? Binding your data with a method. If your data is private and if you want to access, you have to use a public methods for it. Anyhow, inside this box classes, I can very well retrieve this private variable. It is not going to stop me. That is the concept of private variable, right? Private variables I can access within the same class, but I cannot access it outside. So I'm using the public concept. Using the public concept, I'm setting the variable and I'm returning the variable also. Now I'm going to run this value. It is compiling. Now you can see the access demo, it's set. At the same time I'm going to retrieve, though it is a private, it is declared as private here, I'm still able to access the data in the other class using the object. But in the beginning I was showing you, right, it was not allowing me to do because of the restriction of the access modifier, but now I'm able to do it. How I'm able to do it? Using a method that is public in nature. Similar thing, it's applicable for your methods also, private methods also. If you want to do, yes, the same pattern you can use and you can do it. So this is called encapsulation. Data and the activities you're performing on the data, which is called your method. So it's a combination of data and method. So data is private means you can have a public method and you can access it. Now the next thing is packages. So I want to take a break. Like if I dump so many oops concept together, it may, like, you may get confused. So I want to take, like, give some few minutes of break. So I will take one light topic, then I will switch back into our hoops concept. The next topic what we are going to see here is, it's called packages, because you should be comfortable with your packages, because this is the one you're going to use here for your development, and the same logic will be used for your packaging of your kit also. So you should be aware of the concepts. So I'm covering that now. Okay, so you can see I have a package, this itself a package. So package means it will start with a keyword called package, and I was giving something like this. So this is the package I have created. Customized package, like I want to put all my code under this com.isha. So I have created a package, and the naming convention for packages, if there are two words involved into the package name, then I have to use a dot between them. A period should be added between them to differentiate the words. This is the naming convention we have seen in the first week. So now this is the one I have created, but you would have come across many of the things, like when I was teaching about this scanner, right? That time I was using a package called java.util dot scanner and all I was using, right? So scanner, this, it's a package. Okay, again there are multiple words involved, that's why it is separated by a dots between them. So this is the hierarchy of the package. This is nothing but the nested package we used to say, because You have something called Java. Inside that, one more layer is available called utils. Inside that, your scanner class is available. So this is the nested package or hierarchical package. So you can call with any of these names. If you need to create a new package as a nested package, so what you have to do here is, like, already I have a package created for my development com.isha. So if I want to create something like this, I can go for this, right click new. Here an option called package. You can click on it and you can click your layers, like how many layer you want to stop in com.isha, or you want to have one more layer like training, demo, October batch, whatever maybe. You can create the layers. Why I'm saying this is, this depth is, when you are doing a development in the real time, now agile and other things we are following, but still you won't code for only one release. There are some cases like already your production is running in the June release, and currently you are working on the October release. Okay, there is some release concept is also available. And when you're creating a package, anyhow in Git, like, you have options like whichever repository you are using, that will have a concept called release management. So it's not like you can't say that I'm working for October and I will work for only October. No, it is not going to work out at all. If there is any problem in the production code, you will get a bug, and that bug you will be fixing in the June release itself. So different releases would be there. At the same time, you will have different packages also available. So some packages you feel that I want to run it here only. Some other package you will say that no, I want to run it in the other way. So when you are coming across such changes, yes, you can very well create a new package with different hierarchy, the nested package you can do. If there are two classes with same name, so I was using something called array demo, right? So I was using this for the array related concept. And if I have to create another file, okay, another Java class with the same name, means it won't allow me. It will say that already a class is exist with the same name. But still my requirement is to create two classes with the same name. Means what I can do is, I can create two packages. One is com.isha, another was com.october batch. So one file I can keep it in com.isha, another file I can keep it in the October batch. So this is the real-time example where you will create two two different hierarchies you will be following. So to avoid the conflict. And next thing is how we are going to handle it. Okay, so here I was showing an example that java.util.scanner. So if I'm very much particular about my package, and I was telling you, right, you can do your coding in the online compiler also. When you are going in the online compiler, especially on the debugging sessions or the coding session, if they give in your interview panel, you should be very much comfortable on your import statement. You know how to do your coding for a scanner, you know what is the method available, other things, but unfortunately you don't have the editor with you. You know the code also, but after adding the code, it was saying that unable to resolve the keyword called scanner. You may surprise that why it is doing like this, because the scanner code everything added properly, but still it is throwing an error. Why it is throwing an error is, I might not added the import statement. Now in my editor, it is helping me that when I mouse over on the particular error, it is saying that make sure that you have added the proper package. When I click on that particular hyperlink, it will add the corresponding import statement. I really don't need to worry about it, but because my editor is handling all those things. But in the case of online compiler where there is no feasibility, you have to remember that the import statement. That is, if I want to use a scanner, I have to say import space java.util.scanner. So this is the way I have to do it. Great. So, but if you don't know, you know, till this java.util alone, I don't know the complete hierarchy of it also. What you can do is, instead of doing like this, you can say import java.util.start. If I do like this, what it will do is, it will import everything under this java.util package. So I was showing, right, when I did a dot, there are so many things available under this. It is not only scanner, so many things are available, right? Everything will be imported. But It will import the scanner details also, so I don't need to really worry under which hierarchy it is available. If I know java.util till that point alone I know, means yes, you can very well add your code and you can start working on that. Okay, so if you won't mention any package name in a class, then that class will be tagged under the default package. So I was giving some packages, right? I want to keep everything under a single umbrella called com.isha. So I'm maintaining that. If I don't specify anything, what it will do, it will go under a default package. Okay, so one simple example, let me tell now. I want to calculate the square root. Okay, so square root of a number I want to calculate. So how can I do here is, I have something called a package is available called java.lang.math. Okay, this package is available and you can see this class, this math is a class only, right? And I want to calculate the square root. So I'm saying that some method is available inside this. So I want to access that. There is a method. Let's go to this class. When you mouse over it, it will open it. There are so many methods available. In that, I'm very much interested on the square root method only. There's a method called square root. I want to use that alone. Okay, there is a method called square root. So usually what we will do is, if I want to access, this is what we have done, right? System.out.println. Similarly, I want to say that I want to use a method called square root, and the square root of 4 I want to calculate. I've given it, but somehow it is throwing me error. Why it is throwing me error? Because of the static method. When you go and see it, I purposely opened the file and shown this is a static method. Okay, how can I access the static related thing? Using the class name. In my case, the class name is math. So I have to access like this. Okay, so why I'm telling on this package, right? It is not like when I import a package, always I can go for the object creation and use it. If you look at the scanner example, where you are trying to get the input, the chatbot examples and all we are discussing, right? In that cases, I was creating an object and I was using it. But in this case, I cannot do, because static means it is at the class level, it is not at the object level. So if I create an object for the max class also, this method may not be visible to me because it is a static method. So you should know both the ways of accessing a method using the import statement. One is when you import, you can create a for the scanner, right? You can create a object and you can access the method. So this one is, you cannot access using the object, you have to access it using the class name, because the square root method is a static method. Okay,
Yeah,
any
yeah,
doubt in this?
you just one question. In that import statement, will it work if we just put java.language.star?
Yes, it will work.
Okay. And will there be any performance issues if we put instead of giving the
Yes,
full class name and star? Yeah.
yeah, see, you're right, like you'll be downloading everything, you will
Yeah,
keep
your
everything whether
program
you need.
runtime will become more time, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Whether you need it or not, you will keep everything and you will keep it in your package. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So it won't be, again, I will say it won't contribute much.
Okay. But if we really know the class name, it's better to give it, right? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Anyhow, everything, all the jars are already available, Srini. So these jars and other things will be already
Okay.
available as part of your project. You are giving a
Okay.
reference. Okay.
Okay.
So there will be very minute contribution there. Not much. Okay. Any other doubt? Okay. Next thing is we are going to see about the concept called inheritance. What is inheritance and other things. I will just start it and we will see how best we can cover today. Otherwise, I'll be continuing the inheritance concept tomorrow also. So, you all very well know that being a kid or a child, we used to get some of our parents' characteristic, either physically or this regular habitat kind of things, like habits kind of thing. So, some child may have a brown eye just because his or her mom or dad has a brown eye or blue eye. Similarly, some skin tone or something, okay, physical appearance I'm saying, but sometimes their way of talking, the smartness, the intelligence, the IQ level, these things we will get it from our parents. Okay, there are some reasons like genetical, whatever maybe, but it is inherited from your parents. It is inherited from your grandparents. Okay, inheritance is nothing but you are getting something from your parent or grandparents. So this concept, the same concept is applicable on a Java concept also. You have a class and you want to use something, means you can directly get from your parent class. Parent class means so whatever we are doing, right? If we are in need of something, we are going and demanding our parents only, like do this, give me that, something like that. Similarly, if your parents have something, it means that you can easily take it. Ideally, it's not like, but still, the say is like you can take it from your parents. So this is called your inheritance concept. Something is already available in a class, and you want to use a feature in the other class. If you really in a need, then what you can do? You can create a parent and child relationship between these two classes. Say I have a class A or I have a class called vehicle. Okay, I have a class called vehicle. In that class, I have a methods for driving. I have a methods for filling the gas or something. Some methods are available. I have a class called car. Okay, so the basic concepts are same. That is driving and filling the fuel. This is same. Okay, this I can use it for a class called car, and I can use the same feature for a scooter class also. In scooter also I'll be filling the gas, or I'll be filling the fuel, and I'll be riding it. Okay, so the concept is going to be same. Some concept is going to be same for this scooter and the car. But apart from that, scooter has its own capability, own feature. That is okay. Similarly, a car is going to have the its own capability. It's like a four wheel should be there, and the gear should be there, gearless, and eco control, sports, whatever may be. Okay. So many options would be there in a car, which is specifically for a car. And similarly for a scooter, there are some feature which is available specifically for the scooter. But there are some common features are available, right? That I can get it from the vehicle class. I don't need to really duplicate the features separately in a car class, separately in a scooter class. So this is the concept called inheritance. I am going to keep some set of methods, which is I feel that it is going to used by multiple methods. So many methods are going to use means so many classes are I have some set of methods which I feel that so many classes are going to use it. In that case is what I can do. I can group all these methods and I can name some class and keep it under the method class. Later on, I can create a parent-child relationship between the classes wherever I want to use those methods, and I can start using it. So whatever my parent have, a child can get it. So I have a class A, I have a class B, and in class A, I have some features. I want to use it in class B means I can create the parent-child relationship between these two, and I can very well use the class A information in class B. Okay, this is what we have discussed, and there are different type of inheritance available. So let's touch upon this, and we will wind up today class. So this is a theoretical explanation. So inheriting the property of a parent class into a child class, that is, you have a class which has so many data, so many methods. I want to use, I have the similar business requirement also. So instead of duplicating the methods, instead of duplicating those variables, what I'm feeling is why I should unnecessarily do. Already I have some more work to be done on top of the work done in the class A. So what I feel is I will use the features available in class A. On top of it, whatever I want to do, that is also I will do. Instead of spending my time to duplicate the activities performed in the class A. So inheritance is achieved by using the word extends. So far I was telling you, right? Create the parent-child relationship. Create the parent-child relationship. How can I create? By using a keyword called extends. So I'm going to show a demo, like what is your parent class, what is your child class. In that I'll be showing where I can use the extends keyword. So you may ask me a question. I have n number of classes. How can I come to know that where I can create the parent-child relationship? It's not like all classes I can keep it as a parent, all classes I can keep it as a child. So it has to follow one criteria which is called is a relationship. So what is this is a relationship is? I was telling you an example, right? Vehicle and car. Okay. So I should check whether there is a relationship. So car is a vehicle. So I can very well establish a relationship between these two classes. Say for example, I have a class called fruit. I have a class called apple. So I am going to check whether I can create a inheritance. So apple is a fruit. So I can very well correlate and I can create a inheritance. Say for example, I have a class called vegetable and I have a class called apple. In this case, I cannot do because vegetable means its nature is different. Obviously, I'm not and I cannot reuse any of the methods in vegetables. Vegetables means what we used to say. Okay, that feature I cannot use in fruits. Sorry, I cannot use in apple because apple is fruit in nature, so it characteristic is different. Vegetable characteristic is different, so I don't need the vegetable class at all. I'm not going to reuse at all. So I'm not going to do the inheritance concept there. That is, I'm not going to create the is a relationship and I'm not going to create a parent-child relationship there. Okay. So when they are giving two classes to you and they are saying that whether I can go for inheritance concept means you have to use a slogan called is a relationship. Car is a vehicle. So car and vehicle class can be a parent and child. And apple is a vegetable, sorry, apple is a fruit. So you can very well create a inheritance concept between a fruit and apple class. Okay. So why I need a inheritance concept is the very first and ideal thing is code reusability. Already I have some set of things created. As I told you, in a vehicle class I have created something for a method called filling the fuel and riding, um, following the traffic signal, something I've already created and I kept some concept for that. Why I should duplicate the same set of thing in the car class also? Because it is not going to change whether I'm riding a car, whether I'm going to ride a scooter, it is going to be the same. So I will use a feature of vehicle class in my um, car class, and on top of it, what are the additional feature I need for the car class, I can add it. Okay. We can achieve the concept of polymorphism using inheritance. This I will explain with the demo itself. Okay, polymorphism is nothing but same name, different action it was doing, right? I was telling about the method overloading and method overriding concepts are there. I'll be explaining with the demo. Okay, that time you can understand what is this polymorphism. Base class can hide some data from derived class by making it private. So there is a base class. I was telling about parent and child, right? So the other name for parent class is base class. The other name for your child class is derived class. So it's not like always whatever it is there in my parent class, I can take it in the child class. I can still go for the security concept. That is, I can still hide some of the data in my parent class from the child class. So that also I can do. So these things I'll be covering in my demo there. Okay. So with this, I'm ending today's session. I'll be continuing on the inheritance only tomorrow also, and we will see some examples, some demos on top of it. Any doubt in today's session so far?
Yeah, no, you will know.
Okay. If you feel like continuing the session, I'm ready to continue, but it's already 10, so that's why I'm asking you. If you have any concern, do let me know. If you're okay to continue, also I can continue. What's your suggestion here?
Yeah, no problem. We can do it tomorrow.
Okay, fine. Okay, Shri. Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Yeah,
We'll connect
thank you.
tomorrow.
Yeah, bye.
This conference will now be